What's up, everybody? This is your boy OrenLyric on location. Can you believe it? Intimate conversations with OrenLyric in the closet, but out the closet. Meaning, we are no longer hiding who we are. That meaning our giftings, our talents, our purpose in life, our destiny. What we were once hiding, baby, we bold. You know what I'm saying? So look, your boy is on location. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? Can you believe it? Your boy's on location. It would take this guy to bring me out of Atlanta down south. But I'm so glad to be here with Mr. Jjjones.
I'm glad to have you. I'm glad that you have me. I'm also glad to have you.
Yeah, so this is gonna be a great show tonight, y'all. Yeah, we're not in my closet. You know, this closet more fabulous than mine, but so I'm liking this. I may gotta come down here and record. I may gotta rent this out. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
He got everything going here, but I love it. So
Thank you.
we about to get into some things tonight.
Let's do it.
I think you're amazing. I always thought I always thought you were amazing. But we're gonna get into some things tonight. He's gonna talk about things he's had to deal with, situations he's had to come through to get to where he is. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, if you watch Chasing Atlanta, stuff like that, you've definitely seen him on there. And then also the King's Court. He was the queen of the court.
No, wait, not the Queen's Court, the King's Court. Oh, I'm crying. Um, you referencing the Royal Couch?
Royal Couch. Oh my God. But you know what? Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. The Royal Couch.
Look.
Cousin. It's
Yes,
your fault.
look,
I'm like this
look.
right now.
It's okay. It's okay.
Oh, yeah.
It's okay. Yes.
That's his fault.
The Royal Couch. Yeah.
What did I say?
King's Court, but that's the thing too.
Is King Court?
Yeah, King's Court is
I
the
was
thing.
shout out to King Court, but I wasn't talking about you.
Yes.
So charge it to my head and in my heart. I was talking about the Royal Couch.
The Royal Couch.
All
Okay.
right.
Hubs. Yeah, that's Hubs platform. Yeah, I was just on the cover of the Royal Couch magazine, which is abbreviated to DRC magazine. With shout out to I Am Brianna Hampton and Six Figure Spa Chick Candace, who is also on the cover. We actually have three, I think it's four. It's actually four covers to the first edition of the magazine.
Okay.
Which, if I'm not mistaken, that's going to be like a repetitive thing for the folks that are on the magazine. But I have my own cover. Brianna has her own cover. Candace also has her own cover. And then we have a collective cover as well, which we bodied that shoot. That like no crumbs. Body yaddy yaddy that shoot.
Let me tell you something. Don't go ahead of this interview now.
Okay.
We gotta take one thing at a time. We gotta build,
build.
Cause I have to show them where you've come from to where you've gotten to.
Okay.
We're gonna build the story. Cause see, this is a story. You know what I'm saying? So before we get started, we know his name, but I want you to tell everybody your name and where you're originally from.
My name is Just Jjjones. That's JUSJJ Jones. You can find me on all streaming platforms at Just Jjjones. I'm originally from the Bronx, New York. That's where I grew up at. Yeah, the BX 40 block, as it's referred to, Throg's Neck, the hood. That's where I'm from. The hood. Legit. That's legit. I'm from the hood.
Legit hood.
Yeah.
Hey, wait a minute, y'all, because I got some help tonight, right, in the back. And I think they going through something. But look, they supposed to be going live for me on Facebook. Baby, turn it around. Turn around. Yeah.
But look, when I turn it upside down, friend, y'all is upside down. No cap. No cap. Watch this.
Oh. Okay, hold it right there.
She upside down.
Wait a minute, what's going on? Oh, there you go. Okay.
There you go.
There
She's still upside down.
She's still upside
right,
down.
Let me see this. It's okay. You know what? It's
I'm
a
sorry,
show.
Look, it's a show.
It's a show.
It's a show. You know what I'm saying? We
I love it.
Okay, there we go.
I love it. I was so busy watching you
wait,
guys.
Is
at
it
the
still up?
beginning.
Wait, is
I
it
didn't
still?
even capture
Oh, this is what
the
we gonna
first
do.
minute. I'm
we,
so mad at myself.
This is what we about to do. We gonna end this.
The introduction was. It was. It was.
Fantastic.
Leave it to the professionals.
think the reception ain't good back here.
You gotta
Something.
think about it.
Hold on, look, I
Man,
just
what?
messaged one for
Hold
the
on.
Wi-Fi.
Wait, y'all. We gotta get back to this. Wait.
That nigga said like that.
We gotta get back. We gotta get back to the interview. Hold on. It is. What the? Oh, okay. Here we go.
I just saw her hand.
All right. See
I'm not
that?
covering it. I'm not crazy.
Okay.
I'm not crazy.
No, you're not crazy. Look, y'all. This ain't NBC yet.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
No, okay. No, we good now. So we lock. Just hold it like that.
All right. We
Just hold
locked
it
in.
like
There
that.
we go.
Just we
We
locked
locked in.
No, we good. It's not the reception,
We
cousin.
back.
No? Okay.
It's not that. It's something when you move it and then
That motion
it do
crazy
some
shit.
crazy stuff.
Okay.
All right, we are back.
Okay.
Welcome back.
Okay.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Yeah.
Okay, we are back. We are back in the closet. Y'all, we had some little technical difficulties and we just wanted to get to it. This is going to be a fun night.
You
I
know?
knew it would be.
Look, look, I was gonna say, I knew when,
Yo, so look,
when we was linking that it was
so
gonna be
you
a
from the
enjoyable.
Bronx.
Yes.
What's your story from the Bronx?
My story from the Bronx, I grew up, as I would say, like, some may consider the way I grew up underprivileged, but I feel like I grew up very privileged from where I came from. There was a lot of hardship.
So let's just go through some of those hardships, because this is what Intimate Conversations with OrenLyric is about. You know, a lot of times people want to block out what really made them.
Yeah.
But I think the things that we try to block out is the things that built us up, made us strong to be able to. And some people can't make it through the hard, when life is lifing.
I agree.
So how did you?
I agree.
What were some of the challenges you had?
Some of the challenges that I grew up with were, I was the oldest of three siblings, single mother, projects. Like, I mean, my story's not different as opposed to a lot of people that I know. We had it rough, as I would say, but I also know people who had it a lot rougher than I did. I grew up in love, although there was a lot of strife around me, hungry days, wondering where the meal is going to come from, living in situations that were not the cleanest. I remember being a kid playing with crack vials because we thought they were, like, we used to, oh, it's candy, like, because, they were different, like, they were coated with, like, different colors,
yeah.
and they would be in the staircase, just kind of laid on the floor, and we used to collect them and play with them, like, it wasn't until becoming of age that I realized, like, yo, that was bugged out, like, we used to do, like, and dangerous,
Very
like,
dangerous.
I've been in, I've witnessed shootouts, stabbings, robbings, killings, just like if you like people, like when people say like concrete jungle, like that shit is really not a joke and it's really not a game, like and that's where I come from. So like the hardships that I grew up in, I don't really consider them to be much different from anyone else.
But it was unique to you and your
It was
life.
unique to me in my life.
Right.
Yes. And my experiences growing up, like I said, oldest of two other siblings, Jjjones and Mary Jane. Shout out to them.
Shout out. Okay, so there's a thing I like to do in Intimate Conversations with OrenLyric. So sometimes when people point out a specific thing, I like to say you should celebrate everybody. Because I celebrated people when I wasn't even where I'm at today. I celebrated them because I knew I was going to get there. So because you shouted them out, we're going to celebrate them and learn how to do that. We do like this. So keep going. Let's see the rest of this.
Okay. I definitely celebrate them. They are definitely a huge portion of my story as far as to where I am today. My brother and my sister, because prior to my solo career, I was in a group with my brother and my sister.
Oh, wow.
And that is really what catapulted me to where I am today, is that group.
And it's really good to always give homage, look back, and celebrate those people.
Oh yeah, for
Because
sure.
it's just like I tell people all the time, if you didn't have steps in front of your home, how would you get in there?
Hello?
The journey would be a lot harder.
Hello?
When you are climbing on the backs of others, you should always remember to give them their praise.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because they're not even looking for nothing.
Nah.
But sometimes people want to know that they're acknowledged. So let's keep going on with the story.
There you
And
go.
they definitely deserve their flowers. I tell people all the time, because people are still to this day, like when I say this group, like we were on the way to like becoming something like astronomical. We have the backings of Eminem. That like just people within the game that, like, I don't like to name drop, but like just people in the game of stature have sealed it for us. Like, yo, y'all are like the next best thing. We get related to the Fugees because of our siblings. Like, we're siblings,
Right.
but the lyrical ability, like my sister's pen pens, my brother's pen pens. Those are my favorite rappers still to this day. Like, and like a shout out to them, because I wouldn't be where I am without them. Both my brother and my sister people still look for the group to this day. Cement Boot Music Group, by the way. People still look for the group to this day, and I tell people all the time that the group is not broken up. Like, my brother went and he got married to the love of his life. He now has 2 kids. My sister.
Well, you know what? Congratulations.
Yes, my sister went on
We all
to
ain't
be.
Abels.
Yeah, my sister went on to become a sergeant in the military and marry the love of her life. She now has 2 kids.
Wow.
So they're lifing,
Yeah.
and
In a good way.
and in the best way possible. And they've given me another spark at what I do, because of my nieces and my nephews. Like, I have something to champion on for, because they love their Uncle JJ.
We love JJ too.
Yo, they love me, and I
So-
have something to I have something to show now when it comes to them. Like, and of course, like I said, due to my brother and my sister, like, they've given me like a pump and a boost. Like, they still to this day, the 3 of us run Cement Boot Entertainment, along with my mother and my father.
Well, congratulations to Cement. What is it?
Cement.
Shout out Cement.
Yes.
Cement Boot Music Group and Cement Boot Entertainment.
Clappity clap clap.
Mhm.
So I want to go back to something. There's a lot of young boys, black males, that are looking at you or looking to you that you may know of and you may not. Or there's a lot of young boys that can't really express themselves and want to be able to express themselves the way you do. So is it okay to say you're a black young gay
Yes,
male?
absolutely,
Right? Openly
absolutely,
black.
openly
So,
black, openly
what
gay,
did
absolutely.
to the young boy that's right now in the Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens, Jersey, wherever, right?
Mm-hmm.
What did being young, having this talent, black, and then a male in the Bronx, and dealing with, being comfortable with being who you are when it comes to your sexuality?
When I talked to other people, like, a lot of people knew before I did, and I used to, of course, be in defense mode, like, because I really didn't I didn't know what they were talking about. Like, what are you talking about? Because, and I'm also, I wouldn't say I'm religious, but I believe in God. So, growing up was like, that's not a thing, it's a sin. It's, praying. Like, so,
God knows.
yes, like, that was definitely a thing for me growing up. And like I said, people knew before I did, but it was very hard to be who I was. Other people would say that to them, I was just very comfortable in my skin. Like, everybody says they always know me to just be me and just walk in my truth, but I don't feel like I've always done that. I feel like a lot of the time I have had to kind of hold back some of who I am and be a little bit less of, because either I outshine people and it makes them uncomfortable and people see me as competition or threat, and I'm genuinely like I'm kind-hearted, so like I latch on to people. I love who I love. Like I genuinely love everybody. I try to at least, but I'm just I have a huge heart. Like, and aside from me having a huge heart, that also comes with a flip side. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't. I also, along with having a huge heart, I'm also a ram. Like I still have that hardness in me. Like, so I don't know. I really try to just be good overall. You know what I mean?
So what insecurities came out in you due to that? You having to really hide, suppress, and being in that environment. Because I grew up in the inner city too, around a lot of masculine energy, so I understand how that feels. So,
not being able
did it bring?
insecurities. One, not being able to really just. I grew up around killers. Like I really grew up like people like when people hear my music, I also want them to know like that ain't no bluff. Like
That's true.
I grew up in some shit. Like I grew up in some shit. I seen some shit. I've done some shit. Like yeah. Like I I don't want anybody to ever get it misconstrued like I'm out here like just bumping my gums. Like
You're speaking facts.
I'm speaking facts behind what I say. Like
you out the closet.
Yeah, like but growing up, what I would say in terms of those insecurities, like I grew up around killers who wouldn't really allow me to be soft. Like that wasn't a thing,
Right.
especially not coming where I come from. Like I grew up around some dudes that was like, yo, man up, nigga, or we'll kick you down a flight of stairs. Like
Right.
like that type of shit. Like and like some of my best friends, like shout out to Q, shout out to KO, shout out to PT, like these are all they some gorillas.
Right.
These are some goons. Like there's a whole bunch of people that I won't name, but like these are some goons. Like and they really like they took me under the wing.
So how did that help you in being young, black, and gay in New York City, in the Bronx? Like how did that even help you navigate past the Bronx? Because some people would see that as masculine, masculine. Lord have mercy. That hyper masculine energy.
Hyper masculine energy. That's not good. I
you
would
feel like
say
you were shaped by that.
I don't feel like I was shaped by it. I feel like I don't feel like I was shaped by hyper masculine energy because I was also around. Like I kept myself around a lot of females. Like.
Okay.
If anybody who knows me, they'll be like, "Oh, Jamal used to hang out with the bad bitches." Like that. Still to this day, like all my friends are those are the girls. Yeah. The girls are the girls. Okay. Like so. I mean, shout out to shout out to the girls. Like, but I don't feel like it shaped me too much as opposed to like, because people, like I said, anybody will tell you, like, I still was very stern on who I was. Like, growing up, I know it was a thing, like, people were getting cut for wearing certain colors and stuff. I still wore whatever color I wanted to wear because I was like, bitch, it's clothes. That like, and that was just me.
So
like,
fashion
I'm
for
like,
you has always
it's.
been
I'm like, fashion
right?
has always been a play for me. And I'm like, it's clothes, and I'm gonna wear what I want. If somebody gonna buy my clothes, that's different. So like, I've always been spicy. Like, you're not gonna tell me what I can and cannot wear. That's like, right. I don't play like that. Like, I still wore what I wanted to wear. I still like, I was still like everybody would say I was very much me. My god sister would tell me all the time, like, she'd be like, I remember growing up, like. She said, this is when I knew you was gay. She was like, because she said, growing up, she said, all your outfits used to match. She was like, but that wasn't it. She was like, you remember the little socks with the balls on the end? She was like, your socks with the balls had to match your outfit.
Oh,
like,
really?
Yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay,
in the hood though.
Right. So let's transition now. We're going to transition. You leave New York and you go where?
Okay, so I leave New York at 19 years old and I go to North Carolina, Jacksonville, North Carolina to
Shout
be
out to
exactly.
J-Ville.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
Shout out to Jacksonville,
Shout out to
cause
that's where my
yeah,
family's from.
yes,
Okay.
Oh,
absolutely,
wow, okay.
absolutely.
Shout out to Jacksonville,
I
North
spent I
Kakalaki.
spent and I stayed and spent a lot of time in Jacksonville before actually moving here to Atlanta. Um, I go to Jacksonville at 19. I was given the choice of, so as we transition, let me run you back. My cuz shout out to my parents cuz I have to give them all the praise. Like they really are monumental in every move I make. Like they are behind scenes making stuff happen. They like, you know what I mean? Like I really owe them a lot. My dad makes my beats. Like yeah, it's a family affair. Okay. So shout out to them. But yeah, running back, transitioning to North Carolina, there was a really huge incident that happened in my neighborhood. Like, uh, I want to say just like in this summer in particular, just like a bunch of shit just got crazy. Like it was really getting ridiculous. This is like it's really ridiculous now in New York, but like it was really crazy in New York this year in particular. And I know my mom was just like, I do not want to raise my kids like this. And like I said, I was 19 already, so I'm pretty much already solid and stuck in my way.
Right.
Like I said, I'm the oldest of two younger siblings, and they were still kids. And like I said, I don't really feel like I was molded in a sense because I knew who I was,
Right.
but they were on their way to being molded into something that my mom was just like, I gotta pull a plug on this real fast. So
Right.
she moved to North Carolina.
That's what a mother.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
absolutely.
My mom got us out of Jersey.
Yeah,
She
she was
saw-
like, oh, started
She
seeing
saw
the.
seeing me going.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
She's like,
Jersey.
she was
Talking
like,
Newark,
yeah,
and let's
no,
be clear,
yeah,
Newark.
Newark, New Jersey. Yeah, she was
Right.
like,
Wow.
she was like, yeah, I can't have this. So her, my stepfather, which I don't really call him my stepfather, that's my dad. Um, her and my dad up from North Carolina, up from New York and picked up and moved to North Carolina with, I believe, $25 in their pocket and 2 bus tickets. Three, of
They had
course,
faith, huh?
kids ride free.
Right.
So my sister was a child at the time. She left with them. Um, I think they had like I said, I think probably like $25 in their pocket. I want to get the number right. $25 in their pocket, 2 bus tickets, and a little girl.
That's crazy.
That was sacrifice too, because they was gonna make sure that their children was going to be good. I want to go back to something though. Fathers are important in the home. It's a
Mm-hmm.
big thing. How you
Mm-hmm.
said, you just said, your dad made your beats and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Being a young black gay male, having your father, like how was that for you? Because everybody don't have that.
Everybody doesn't have
So how was
that.
that for you?
From I would say from the gate, like I say, okay, we moved from New York when I was 19. My dad came into my life when I was 13, 13, 12, going on 13. And far as to what I know of him, he's always been a solid dude. Like he's always been in my corner. He's always like championed me to do and be better. Like, and I would say even with knowing my sexuality, like he used to be like, so fucking what? Like who cares? Like who like you gay. I don't like. Do you care? Cause I don't care. Like that's not even my business.
Right.
Like I don't plan to sleep with you or so that's not my business. Like you know what I'm saying? Like
But what would you say to a young man that did not have that or doesn't have that currently? You know
what
what I'm
I
saying?
would say to a
What would you
young
say?
man who doesn't have that is find someone who and not the wrong person of course, like find someone who is of the structure in which you see yourself. Like if you see yourself in a higher or better light, get with somebody who can mentor you in that way, uplift you and move you in the direction in which you need. Like um like I said from 12 to 13 years old, I'll give you a story. This is our first time like me and my dad having a actual interaction, like because of course he was my mom's boyfriend and I wasn't really too keen on that because me and my mom had a discussion. It was me and you, we rocking.
Right.
Ain't no more dudes. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
because of prior history. Now speed forward, she now has a boyfriend, and this is our first interaction. I'm with my cousins for the weekend. I get a call, hey, get dressed. Your mom and your dad come to get you. And I'm like, wow, like we having a good time. We playing, we running around, we having a good time. So I'm like, coming to get me, why? Like, just get dressed. Actually take a shower. So I take a shower. My mom comes with this suit, and I get dressed in this suit. I'm like, where we going? They dressed up all fancy. Um, I was I did a collage with my art teacher in middle school. And it wasn't really a collage that I did, but she and I sat and had a conversation, and I was clipping out articles, and she was, clipping out articles and posting stuff to this poster board, and came up with this picture at the end of our conversation. And she submitted this to the Natural Museum of History.
Okay.
It was awarded at the Natural Museum of History, but it has my name at the bottom of it. So like
Wow.
they call me or they come and pick me up to go receive this award and do all of this, and I'm so furious because I'm like, I didn't do that. Like that was her. Like you know what I'm saying? I mean, I was there and I was instrumental, but to her conversation that I had with her, which happened down the line. That picture, you did do that picture because that picture came from our conversation. Like that was why I put that stuff down there.
Wow.
That was also why I put your name. Like she was like, "That's your art." She was like, "I just happened to put it on paper." She was able to bring it to life. Like it was her and I's conversation both. So it's like it's like a it's like a black hand, a white hand, and like this it's a really really nice. But it's probably still in the Natural Museum of History. But
So
they
would you
come and
say
pick me
you've
up.
always been very artistic and had an
Oh,
artistic
absolutely.
mind and had a
Absolutely. They come and they pick me up, and my dad is all excited, and he's like, "Yeah, this is cool. You in the National Museum of History, and like, what do you want to do today? You want some ice cream?" And I'm just like, "Urgh." Like, I don't want nothing. Like, I don't want to be here. I didn't want him talking to me. Like, nothing. No, I don't want nothing.
So you've
But
always
he's,
been teeter and on the edge of success. Seems like
yeah, it's
you ready to be
always,
kicked off the ledge now, huh?
I am absolutely ready. I'm absolutely ready. And that's the
Wow.
thing. It takes preparation. It takes, you know, endurance.
So when did you decide this is the time, this is the moment? I done been through all these situations, growing up in the Bronx, experiencing all these different things. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, really, you were experiencing a lot. Being in the hood is a lot by
Oh
itself.
yeah, in itself.
Then you're dealing with sexuality, and I'm sure for a lot of years you were just dealing with it privately, whether people believed it or not, or whether they said what they
Oh,
said.
absolutely a
It was
private
something
thing.
you had to definitely deal with,
Yeah,
and
absolutely a
I
private
knew that
thing.
was very pressing.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And then you go to Jacksonville, North Carolina, because mom and dad want to make a switch for the sake of their kids. Let me tell you something. Real parents, they make ultimate sacrifices when it comes to their children.
Oh yeah.
So we celebrate them because who knows what could have
What
gone
could
on.
have been of what would have been. But
Right.
fast forward, we moved to Jacksonville. Um, Shout out to my dad. He's always been influential in the music business. He is known as Sabu, old school Zulu, real hip hop. He's
Shout out to Sabu.
a member of the Cosmic Force with
Damn,
Africa
that was
being
African Bambaataa.
Africa Bambaataa.
Shout out to African Bambaataa. These some
Yeah.
names a lot of people don't probably know.
Yeah, I was gonna say they don't know nothing, but
Especially not really from up top, unless you're a real
Ike
hip hop head.
C. These are like my aunts and my uncles. Ike C, Lisa Lee. You know, there's a lot of people that are the reason why people even today hold a microphone,
Right.
let alone have a stage or a
'cause those are
voice or a
pioneers.
song. These are the
Those
pioneers.
in hip-hop,
Yeah,
Especially from the Bronx,
and
too. That's where it all came from.
yeah,
No.
and we moved to North Carolina, and we really ain't have much of nothing to do. My dad makes music already, so he was making music, and he was like, why don't y'all write some songs? Why don't y'all play around with it? See what y'all come up with. Do what we could do it as a hobby. See what comes of it. Whatever. We start writing songs and making music, and realized that we're actually very good. Not only are we good, but we start receiving notoriety, like quick, fast, just off the strength that we're siblings. Like, not due to his name or anything, because his name has really kind of been in the back end of things. Just people were starting to notice us because, wow, it's two boys and a girl. They rap, they kind of sing, they do like. We've opened for Little Pump
The
at
Jackson
South by.
3.
Yes, we've opened for Little Pump at South by Southwest. We've opened for T.S. Madison and Little Mo.
That's right. Run these credits down.
We've opened for Corey and Peter Guns, Obi Trice.
Wow. Okay.
Like some names. We've been on some stages. We've done a lot of things. Our name is still like heavily circulated. Our music is still heavily circulated. We've got over 1 million plays on SoundCloud for one of our EPs,
Time to celebrate.
which
Yeah.
we were awarded a gold plaque for. Yeah, so from there things just kind of took off. Like I said, we were really the three of us were about to be kicked off the ledge, and things kind of took a shift. But God's plan, you know what I mean? Like I said, I gained.
I know that all too well.
Yeah, I gained beautiful
I know that all too well.
beautiful family members, like my sister-in-law, my brother-in-law, my nieces, my nephews, all people, extended family. I've gained just like beautiful people throughout this journey with coursing through music. Like I said, all three of us were getting ready to be kicked off the ledge. Like I said, life took a detour for them, and they are now living their lives with family, and I just continue to
So let me
carry
ask you,
the
when
torch.
did JJ say, I'm about to be JJ? Outside of the siblings, and when did you decide, I'm about to be JJ? No, this is who I'm about to be, JJ Jones.
I decided. So the thing about our group is we always said that we were a group of individual artists. So we all still, like, because we all had our own audiences. Like, even though a lot that which I guess would be the reason why we had such a big following was because I had a bunch of, I had the LGBT community, like, oh my God, this gay boy raps. Like, I had my sister's gorgeous and bodied. Like, people were like, oh, bad, this is like right before female rap became a thing. So she was really big. My brother is a Kendrick Lamar. Like, so the three of us melded together. It was just like a crazy happening. But like, when I decided that I was going to be out on my own and just kind of doing my own thing was when I kind of seen where life was kind of doing this for them. Like, not that they were pushing music away, but that they had other things. This has always been a a goal of mine. It's always been a dream of mine to be where I'm at. Like to do the things that I do, to be on the stages, to do the interviews, to like it's always been a thing of mine. I've always been in limelight. Like even prior to my dad coming around, like I used to dance, so I've always been front and center on stage. It's just been a thing where I'm like, I know, like it's God's calling. You know what I'm saying? It's not even me. Like I get up there, I feel like I'm at home. Like I grab a mic. That's just
Who you are.
that's who I am. Like so I would say when I decided was when I saw things veering off, maybe about a good 3 years ago, 4 years ago. I just kind of seen that I was a little bit more serious into the business of things, and they were just like, "Hey, we making music." Like, you know what I mean? Like, not that it was a bad thing, but life had other things in plan, like in planning and go for them.
And that's the thing with groups too. That tends to happen. You know, people fall in love, people get jobs, people get this, and then everything just seems to switch. So let's get into you're in Atlanta, and you've done a lot since you've been here. You've done a lot since you've been here.
Yeah.
So you get to Atlanta, because you seem like you know, it's crazy because as I'm listening to your story, you really kind of just took life and glided. It don't seem like you ever took anything to heart to the point where you let it break you or make you feel confused about who you are and what your destiny was. And I believe that had probably a lot to do with the support that you had and then your own mindset. But it just seems like, you know,
so I'm about to
just with it.
So boom, I'm about to counter that because I get to Atlanta. And like I said, this is around the time where I've been here for now 3 years. So this is around the time where, like I said, that veer happened. There really wasn't the support. Like that disappeared for a moment, and not because like it was just a lot going on. Like with everybody transitioning and trying to get into adulthood and settle themselves, and like it was communications loss and things like so. Within that time period, I would say that is where I felt like a break in me. Like I was really depressed. Like my husband can account to that. Like the first year getting here, I was really, really depressed. I didn't do much of working, like in terms of with my artistry.
But what brought about that depression?
The lack of support, the lack of the normalcy of what I was used to. Like I'm used to having my brother and my sister right there. I'm used to having access to my mom and my dad. I'm used to going downstairs and recording because my studio's right there. Like I didn't have all of those things when I moved here. It was like really finding and adjusting to what I would consider the big leagues. Like, and like I said, I was really down and out for the first year getting here. Like just kind of feeling like I took a step back from what I was already in play to do. Like I had this motion where I was. Like I didn't necessarily need to move or relocate to have motion because I had motion already where I was at. Like, you know what I'm saying? So
how did you work through that? Because you did actually started.
How I worked through that was through the support of my husband, through having him around to kind of like shake me up and be like, do you know who you are? Like I think you forgot. Like you over here playing yourself real quick. Like you all right? Like so having him in my corner to just kind of like hit me with an elbow. Like
so let's talk about that. This is crazy because every last person I have interviewed are in relationships, right?
Okay.
Quante is actually married.
Mm-hmm.
And, everybody is in a relationship, but they all talked about the importance of having a spouse or partner that supports them. So how important has that been to you and your vision? You know what I'm saying? Because you know that could make you or break you, depending on who's in your, you know, what type of energies and who's in your space when you're trying to make your dream happen.
It has really been because I think because my husband's in the entertainment field, it's really been a help. Like it's been a aid because I'm pushing and going for a goal. He's also pushing and going for a goal. They sometimes meet each other, which, oh, excuse me. They sometimes meet each other, which helps. But that support, like just having somebody there who
It makes it easier. Right?
it makes it so much easier because sometimes when he get a little bit slack, I'm like, yo, you got shit to do. Like you chasing a like we really encourage each other. Like on days where, and I know a lot of people think or see us and be like, yeah, they be on the up and up, which we do, and we're both very positive people.
And that makes a difference.
And that really makes a difference.
Yeah.
We like to see others win. We try to present people with opportunities if we can. We try to. I don't believe in me getting to my goal by myself. Like I don't think that like you can. It's something that it's very obtainable. But everybody has a team. Everybody has structure. Everybody has people that they push forward and push for. There are some people who don't really have that support and don't really have that push. I am somebody who my push comes from different areas because all of these other people that are pushing have different things going on. Like my husband also has his own platform. It's hard for him to be continuously pushing me or doing like, you know what I'm saying? Because we back each other, we support each other. We're like, if I don't got the up, he got the up. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna always bounce it off of him and make sure that, you know, it's good for goal and good for the vision. Like it's very, very important though, I would say, to have somebody who, and he's been
be careful
amazing.
about who you connect with, especially if you got
Very
vision
much
to go,
so.
because they can
Very
either
much so.
help you make that thing, or they can
break that
definitely
thing.
break. Just pull it on, because it's okay, you know. sometimes-
Logo.
Or they can break that thing. You know, we have. I want to tell you something. We have a studio audience tonight. See, look, I'm trying to tell you, I'm manifesting something. We first
Period.
studio,
Come
one
on,
person, but
manifestation.
Hello.
say what's up, studio audience.
What's
Right.
Gang, gang.
So we are so good. Maybe she'll be in the closet with me one day, and we can have a conversation. I met her earlier. She's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful person, and I know a lot of you all know her, but I ain't about to, you know, put her on out there like that. But anyway, so
Right. They don't even know.
the Bronx, Jacksonville,
DX,
from
baby.
the city to the country, back to the semi-city country.
To Atlanta.
How did you get on Chasing Atlanta? Wait a minute. Before you go into that, remember what I told you had to do for me, right?
Mm.
Check that time.
Oh, it's 43.
Oh, we good. So let me know when we get to 58, because then we gonna, get to part 2. Because when we get to part 2, that's when we gonna get in to what we need to get in.
Okay.
And
so,
you got 22 minutes on part 2.
Part 2. Okay.
To
let it on out. So okay, boom. All right. So we get to before I get to Chasing Atlanta, how did I get out of the funk? My husband was very influential in that. Shook me off, just kind of recharged me in a sense to be like, hey, know who you are. Remember who you are. Know your lyrical ability. Know your talents. And a lot of the time,
you are very.
Thank you.
You are. Y'all gotta listen to
Thank
his
you.
music.
Yes.
Thank you.
He's
Thank you.
definitely
Thank you.
from New York and legit.
Thank you.
With those rhymes, is dope.
Thank you.
Go
Thank you.
ahead.
Yes, I sometimes sleep on my talents, and I feel like he's really kind of like woke me up about that. Like, hey, know who you are. Know what cloth you cut from. Know where you know the abilities that you have. You know what I'm saying? Like, and channeling those. So from those conversations and from that pick me up, I really hit the ground running. Like I started getting into modeling, which from modeling I started really dabbling in fashion. I've always been into fashion. Like I dress like that's something that I do just as it's for me it's a form of expression. So
look at that. Check the drip. Head to toe to head.
Look, all right, studio.
So I get
studio audience.
okay. So I get so I was coming from a performance one day. I got off stage and this guy was like, "Do I design clothes?" And I was
Right.
like, "No, I make music. Like I'm a performer. I record music. I rap. Didn't you
But
just
you
see
got
me?
great fashion sense,
Didn't
though,
you just see me
JJ.
get off stage?" And he was like, "Well, are you a stylist?" And I was like, "No. Like bro, I rap." Like, and he was
Don't get it
like,
twisted.
yeah. I'm like, how many times I gotta tell him? Like, he get on my nerves. Like, so I'm like, I rap. Like, you just saw me on stage. He was like, so would you be interested? He was like, who put this together? I said, I did. He was like, so you don't have a stylist? I said, no. He was like, so you're a stylist. He was like, would you be interested in a paid gig now? He was like, it's paid. Would you be interested in this paid gig as a wardrobe stylist?
Okay.
And I was like,
And then you start doing it. Wow.
he said, here, take my number down. Matter of fact, give me your number. I'm going to have this person, I'm going to have somebody call you. And from that encounter, I get a phone call. It's Zane, the author. If
Okay.
you're familiar with Zane books, which everybody should be familiar with a Zane book, I know you've read one. I know your parents have read them. Zane, okay? My mind is blown because growing up as a kid, my mom had a Zane bookshelf that we were not allowed to touch.
Oh yeah, that was grown up.
That was the
That
top
was grown up
shelf.
material.
That was the top shelf
That
on
was
her
grown up
bookshelf. We
material.
were not allowed to read that. We read books as kids, and we weren't allowed to touch that shelf. But I get this phone call. It's Zane, doing a lunch meeting, and she'd like to have me at the lunch meeting. And I'm like, whoa, oh, okay. So I show up to the lunch meeting, and I'm offered a position, like I said, paid gig, to do wardrobe styling on a movie with names of the names. And I'm like, whoa, like my name is here on paperwork in the script and like what, like this is crazy. But it was a wonderful opportunity that actually fell through. I actually ended up not working on that movie, which kind of was a little bit dampering in my spirits. But Zane has just been such a beautiful, beautiful person and such a beautiful connection into my build of who I am
Right.
today. Excuse me. Um, because she speaks my name in rooms that I'm not in. Like,
Right.
she offers up opportunities. Like, my phone rings sometimes and people are like, oh, hey, I get emails and stuff. And I'm just like,
Well, let me
where
ask
did
you
you
this.
hear me? Like,
Because with talent, you have to have good character. Do you think it was a mixture of your talent and character, or just your talent that this one?
I think it was, I would say it was a mixture of both because, like I said, meeting her, we didn't really have like a big, a great big interaction. We had lunch together, you know, a business lunch with a bunch of other people. But actually, when I finally got a chance to work with her and do wardrobe on the movie set, because she told me, she was like, I'm gonna call you back. Like, I'm gonna call you back. I have you in mind. She was like, you're just so professional. Like, so you're so professional. She was like, I love the way you work. I love the way you put things together. You know, things. So she's always been encouraging. She's always been such a nice, just a warm spirit.
Right.
And I've been drawn to her obviously because of the caring and nurturing spirit that she has. Like, she's just been really, really, really good to me.
That's a blessing.
It's a
So
blessing.
Shout her out.
Yeah, shout out to
Who
Zane.
knew?
Shout out to Zane. Shout out to her daughter Christina, who is also, like I said, her and her mom. Just, I've encountered them. They've just been affording me several opportunities, industry wise, within fashion. I've done some of the I've done movies with them. I actually worked on a movie this summer, which will be coming out on all streaming platforms, called
Congratulations, JJ.
A Toxic Relationship.
Congratulations. Listen to this.
Yeah, I believe it's gonna be on Lifetime. A Toxic Relationship. I did the wardrobe styling on that. From there, that led me into, like I said, Zane and recommendations. My phone rings. It is, y'all may know him from the Funny Marco show, Matt Abels.
Right, Matt Gables.
Matt Abel. Shout out to Matt Abel. Shout out to Christeria. I get a phone call from them to do wardrobe styling on Mama D's talk show. Mama D has a talk show called Thank You. Mama D has a talk show called Church and Street, and I did the wardrobe styling on that.
So you've been on a steady climb.
From there, I've done shout out to my mentor, Cachet Royale and Fudge Royal Fudge Styling. We're at 50.
Okay, so listen, y'all. We got about 5 more minutes till we get in part 2. He's going to give all his shout outs in part 2. And he's about to get into some things.
Oh, yeah.
That he discussed with me that he really want to get into. But I wanted to get part 1 for you just to hear where he came from, his struggles, and how he persevered. I mean, this is an amazing story that you have, really.
Thank you.
And it seemed like God has just been really placing things.
Shout out to God.
Shout out to God.
Shout out to everybody, but shout out to God, like, because that's when I tell you coverage and like just full coverage, like full coverage, just light and fresh air around. I got production in the studio there. I got help today, y'all. Look, we keeping it natural. That's what Intimate Conversation with OrenLyric is about. We just talking. You know what I'm saying? And then you can be inspired by somebody that you may feel like you have been in their same shoes and you feel like you can't make it and you can't move forward. Look what he experienced. So let me tell you something. Like I say, only the strong survive. When you get your dream, you get your vision, you got to push it, you got to push it. And let me say something to you. A lot of those of you who have gifted children and gifted family members you may not understand, support them. Support them. As we can see right here, that was a great help. His stepfather stepped in, his mother, brother, sister, everybody was a support. Everybody needs that. And those who don't get it, it's a little bit harder road for them. So if you see somebody traveling that road of hardship, you know what I'm saying, and just needed support, you know, help somebody up. It ain't going to hurt you. It ain't going to hurt you one bit. So let me tell you something. Give us about 5 minutes. We're going to be right back with part 2, where we're going to get into some things with the Jjjones on Intimate Conversations with OrenLyric in the closet, but out the motherfucking closet. Oh, yeah.
All right, we'll be right back.